Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel and Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rochelle, and I am doing a birthday bonus reading for Capricorn. And that's actually Capricorn in all placements. Even if your sun sign is not Capricorn, this reading could still be for you. Happy birthday. I hope that for all of you that are having birthdays in this time, this season, Capricorn season, that it is awesome, that there's a lot of celebrating and feeling excited for what's to come. And yeah, I just put some prosperity dust on the table, inviting that in. Let me create a little more space. All right, so yeah, I'm going to start with a couple of angel cards. There's Cheryl Math Shaman. Good morning. So glad you're here. Forgiveness. And joy. Yay. Having a party. Joy. Yeah, there's all this joy here after releasing, letting go of any kind of hurt, anger, resentment, anything that's been kind of on your mind. And forgiveness, I always say this, but forgiveness is it's something that is for you, the one doing the forgiving. And it's not about condoning any kind of bad behavior. It's just releasing you from the past, essentially, so that you can move forward without all the baggage. And this includes forgiving yourself. And this can be a very tough thing to do sometimes. But what comes out of it on the other end is all this joy, this lightness. They look like they're bouncing, they're dancing, doing a little jig, kicking up their heels. So yeah, this is really great energy to start with. I'm gonna go with the elemental oracle. Yeah, Capricorn rising. Still meant for you. Still meant for all of us. I don't have any planets in Capricorn, but Capricorn is in my third house. So still relevant. We all have it somewhere. All right. So we've got Bravery and Oceans, number 30, which this card actually came up for the weekly reading I did for the collective yesterday. Right? No. Yes. What's happening? Yes. Yeah. That's what I did yesterday. A little brain fart there. Let's see. Ooh, we've got volcanoes and power, number 9. Yes. Inner core and solidity, number 18, also came up yesterday. So whatever is going on with you, um, is a big part of the collective theme. So you've got this whole kind of it's kind of like a rebirth. You're setting off into what might feel like uncharted territory. And you've oh I yeah, this inner core and solidity card just made a little more sense to me. So you see how these two, between these two, there's all of this dissolving, right? I've always read this as like the connection dissolving, but then peace comes out of it. What I'm realizing now, or the way I'm seeing it today is this is the forgiveness. It's like all the crusty layers that like all like I said, the anger, the hurt, the resentment, it builds up it has built up between you and someone. And the forgiveness is actually releasing that. It's breaking all that down. And what's coming out of it is this feeling of peace. And this dove is flying out from what looks like there's a lot of light within. And so there's this new, like the inner core. Okay, so whatever is happening here is requiring or has required some amount of bravery. So the ability to get back into this kind of childlike state, to forge ahead. And interesting, I said forge because this image makes me think of being forged in the fire, where um, this is a feeling of rebirth. It's kind of it- it's reclaiming your power, stepping into your power, and it's an explosion. It's with this volcano, it's like all of this energy coming up and out, all of this heat. We've got heat and water, fire and water here, and earth. And this is, it's all the elements, the air. It's like you're finding your balance as you are going through some kind of rebirth. And this whole process requires some kind of bravery, but it's like the more you set out, the more you just focus on each step ahead of you. um there's all this light and heat, and it's kind of naturally dissolving what was holding you back. And again, this forgiveness could be between you and another. It could be old like this could be people in general or situations where you felt slighted, and you're releasing that. And again, it could have to do with self forgiveness. It's cheese. You're back again. Not cheese. I'm sorry. It's Shasev. Hello. Thanks for being here. Um okay, I well, yeah, I'm going to go with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Oh, also a Capricorn. Wait, I'm a Capricorn. Capricorn Sun. Happy birthday. That's awesome. Rising and Moon. Sun. Oh, Capricorn Sun and Rising. Sorry. Same. Say Cheryl is a Cap Rising. You probably saw that. And Cancer Moon. My moon is in Cancer. It's awesome. Yay. My Mars is also in Virgo. Yay. Got some similarities. Okay, so anyway, moving on. We've got self-love, number 6. Yay. I love that. And Cheryl has a Virgo moon. My sun is in Virgo. I love when astrology lines up. Abundance, 38. And the unexpected, 43. Well, it's clear you've been focusing on loving yourself more. Or this is an energy that you are it's a mindset that you are stepping into. Really, self-love, a huge part of it is honoring yourself and recognizing that you deserve all the care that you've ever wanted. And the best person to give that to you is you, because you've been there with yourself the whole time. And you know exactly what it is on some level. We're not always totally clear consciously what it is we need, but on some level, you are very clear about what it is that supports you and nourishes you. And so, by practicing the self love, the self care, really learning to appreciate yourself, respect yourself, you are attracting in all of this abundance because you are increasing your vibration, your frequency. You are attracting in what you are becoming, which is love. And what is abundance? But it's a surplus of all things that well, I'm going to read this as good abundance. All the things that you love that are positive. Abundance is what is multiplied and given back to us because of what we've put out. And and this abundance, what's coming in with it is something unexpected. It's like you focusing on yourself, maybe focusing on let's see, loving yourself is strengthening strengthening your connections with others. There's all this deep caring, and because of caring and nurturing for yourself, you're naturally extending this to others, and this includes animals. She is surrounded by all these animals. She's holding the fox, and there it's like it makes me think of stories I've read where the character will be kind in some way to an animal. I think there's this story in Asian cultures about a fish. A a boy or fisherman or somebody saves a fish, and then the fish turns out is like magical or something and comes back and grants some kind of wish or something. Anyway, it feels like you are being rewarded for your kindness, your nurturing, your natural ability to give. And this unexpected full moon, it's like some kind of maybe something unexpected is coming during a full moon. Um, Maybe it's an unexpected connection. Maybe there's some unexpected path that is opening up, or portal. It looks like a portal. It's it's a new world. And this one has she has her head on the other one's shoulder. There's, again, with the support, the nurturing, the kindness, the care, that is it's like you're able to be a rock for others because you're a rock for yourself. Yeah, because you come up out of the volcano with all this power, and then as things cool, it solidifies and hardens, and it's like it's this very I don't know, it's like pure almost. I don't know how to describe it. And that's a part of, like, volcanic rock is so much harder than, I don't know, let's say like sandstone. And so your what you represent is more solid than whatever what had built up around whatever this was. And so that's why there's peace coming out of this. I hope I'm making sense. Let me keep going. I'm gonna get some cards from the Enchanted Map Oracle. We've got goblins. Number 5. Okay. Field of Dreams, 21. Balancing Act, number 11. Okay. Let me just with these with the goblins here. This is that negative thinking. The naysayers, the difficulties in connections, the resentments, the backbiting, the bitterness, the anger, all of that is here, right? And it is something that, because we are human, it's something that we can pretty easily bump up against, whether that's internally or externally. And I feel like because you are changing your relationship to and with yourself, you are you're 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 changing this energy, or your how you work with it is shifting. So there's all of this, like, because these fairies are sitting on eggs. Field of Dreams, it's like there's all of these things that you are energetically bringing, you're incubating, um, that you are like nurturing into existence. And there's magic here with these fairies. In general, there's kind of a magic quality. I mean, even goblins, live in another realm. Oh, and I've never seen, there's a bunch of butterflies. Pretty sure that's what that is. Even within all of the difficulties, there's still this feeling of otherworldliness, of something exists in another realm almost, and they're even, especially with this kind of energy that feels kind of malevolent. There's transformation that is available to you, and you're understanding this, and you're leaning into creating something new, hatching something new, maybe with people. You've got some buddies, a little help from your friends, and I feel like with this balancing act, you are learning how to balance these two types of energies. It's like, what you're dealing with versus what you want, and how do you manifest what it is that you want. If you're not liking something, if you're not, if you're, let's see, I'm trying to think of how to say this. If you're not reaping the rewards from something, or you're getting some kind of negative feedback or negative pushback, or almost like a boomerang effect, something's coming back at you, you're like, okay, hang on a second, let's go back to the drawing board. If I'm getting this and this isn't my favorite, what can I do to create my favorite? And there's a balance there. And it's also recognizing the goblins really exist in the shadow, right? The shadows. And so when you do the shadow work, when you make friends with the goblins, or at least make them your allies, that's when everything shifts. They're not, but nothing is bad anymore. That is, bad and good are human constructs. Everything just is. It's everything's experience, right? And so it's like you're learning how to be okay with the different experiences, but you're leaning into, well, what do I want to create? And it's a balancing act, but you're getting somewhere. The ship is on a bubble, which is on a tightrope, but it's coming to the end. Coming to the end, or is it going? Could be going. Ultimately, yeah, because the wind is pushing it that way. Anyway, there's all these hearts. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The Shins do a great song. Um, the yeah, called "Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Lose," and I'm not going to sing it, but it's great. Okay, so anyway, um, oh, then also 21 breaks down to a 3, and so does 30. So being brave and moving toward what it is that you really want is it's what's going on here. I don't know, are you exploring? Are you traveling? You're in this childlike energy, hanging out with your fairy friends. And and you're moving forward. And then abundance and balancing act are both break down to an 11 or 2. And it's, yeah, it in order to call in all of your abundance, or let's see, another way to say this is all this abundance comes in, and it can be overwhelming, especially when it comes in fast. And there's a need to balance, learn to balance everything that starts to flow in. It's because that's a part of you changing your mindset too. Say we're talking about money. You have to start thinking about, how do you manage your money? If you suddenly have a bunch come to you, it's like, okay, well, I better get an accountant. I better, like maybe hire a financial planner, maybe if I get a lawyer, like there's, learn how to budget, like figure out like what you're going to invest in, what you're going to do with this money, not just like squander it. Um, and it's all a part of this balancing. Okay, so I'm going to read these a different way. So we've got bravery and oceans, self-love, and goblins. And so I feel like the reason the bravery is here is because bravery comes when you feel fear, and you set out and you do something anyway. And the goblins represent that fear, right? But because there's all this self-love, because you're focusing on the love, you know that you can overcome that fear. You know you've got what it takes. And you're setting out on some kind of new adventure. And so then we have power and volcanoes, abundance, and field of dreams. And it's like your wishes are coming true because of this kind of rebirth energy that you are going through. being forged in the fire. I mean, that's a tough process. It could be quite painful, but you coming out of it, you're pulling all of this power out of the situation, out of yourself, tapping into a power you might not even known that you had, and there's all this abundance that's flowing in because of you being, I mean, it's like you're being changed at a cellular level. You're a different molecular structure, and somehow you're becoming magical. You're tapping into a magic that you previously didn't know existed, or you just kind of like didn't think about, didn't care, whatever. And now you're like, oh, there's so like this whole new world is opening up to me. What can I? What? How do I take all this abundance and create what it is that I want, or create more of what I want? You're learning how to dream, how to use your imagination to work for you. Our imagination is actually a superpower. It's not something that we spend time doing in our spare time, and it's just kind of la la whatever, who cares. It's actually very, very important. And sadly, especially in a lot of school systems, they're like, you spend too much time imagining. And it's like, no, that's what we're supposed to do. We want to use our imagination because everything starts within the imagination, starts with thought and inspiration. That is essentially what imagination is. And so everything that you see around you started with a thought, started with imagination. So now you're learning how to use that to your advantage. So then we have inner core and solidity, the unexpected, and balancing act. So with this kind of forgiveness energy, this dissipation of, you know, I mean, it could even be just letting go of old connections and situations that don't serve you anymore. But I keep looking at that forgiveness. Either way, you're not letting it, you're not hanging on to it as something that defines you. It's just something, it's a part of your experiences ultimately. And there's this, maybe this solidity is unexpected. Maybe there's kind of forgiveness between you and someone else, which is unexpected. And there's a balancing act. Like maybe you two have different ideas about things. And there's a need to, you're moving into a new world together. But even if something is dissolving, it's strengthening something else. And you're learning from the experience, and it's helping you to balance, helping you to move forward with a lot more care, more tact. Let's not pop the bubble, right? Let's not pop the bubble. We want to go, we want to use that portal to propel us forward. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at? Ah, who's here? We've got Mojo Tarot and Redbeard too. Hello, you guys. So glad you are here. All right. So, how about I get some radical abundance cards? Oh, see, yeah, we've got strength. Fantasy. Fantasy, which is a part of imagination. It's part of dreaming. Fantasizing about the oversized ice cream cone. And intuition. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you have this newfound strength because of this bravery. Like the bravery is a part of the strength, but then it's also like as you as you move forward, as you focus on each step, you're focusing on just keeping your balance. um you're realizing how strong you actually are, and this is fueling your fantasies, your ability to think outside the box, to dream up something new. The bigger the better. um like everything that you can imagine is valid, because, or maybe, I was going to say because of your intuition, but I feel like it's what it's doing is it's helping you to strengthen your intuition so that you can discern what is best for you. Because I was, when I was talking about abundance, abundance comes in all forms. We can have really good abundance, and we can also have, like when they say it rains, it pours. Like sometimes, something we consider bad happens, and then a bunch of things kind of cascade. Bad things we consider bad cascade after that. And so this is you kind of using your intuition to discern what you want to actually manifest that you know is going to be good for you in the long term. I mean, a giant ice cream cone is awesome, but if you manifest a lot of those, you're probably going to end up feeling kind of sick because you've overindulged in a way that is not, it's not good for you. And so your self-love here is connected to your intuition, um, about, you can fantasize all you want about things that may or may not be good for you, but bringing that into reality is where the discernment comes in, I guess. And it is a balancing act, because it's perfectly fine to fantasize about things that make no sense, that are, um, that we want but don't think, when it comes down to it, we don't necessarily need. Um, there's a butterfly hiding here. There's Your intuition is telling you that there's more transformation coming. Um, but ultimately, and the giraffe too. What is that giraffe? Well, there's a bunch of skulls in these trees. The transformation is hidden. It's yeah, this is what I was talking about with the forgiveness. It's letting the all the past stuff go, and all, like I keep saying, all the pain, the hardship, the difficulty, the resentments, all of that is going into a it's I wish I could articulate this better. It's like they're turning into the tree, which is, it represents growth. And there's two trees here that are connected. Their branches are connected, creating this kind of arch. It's almost like trees that are, well, the aspens that are connected to each other. It's like one giant tree. But ultimately, it's like it's the past, it's the difficulties, it's things that have died, things that have dissolved, that actually contribute to your strength and to your transformation. But it's not always apparent that that is true. But it's like you've somehow, from what you've gone through, it's helped you to, what the word is, morph, see better, reach, reach higher, higher things that you couldn't reach before. I'm thinking the giraffe with the long neck. No matter what, there's all this joy. It's a little dance party you have going on with your Fae friends. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Let me I really need to get some Gateway of Light activation cards because we've been talking about magical, mystical. I love this deck because it is so, I don't know, it's got a mystical quality to me. Um, Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. Yeah, see? Power recall. There it is. Full system upgrade. That is where that is what you were going through, what you will continue to go through because it's a process and it never ends. Stellar gateway activation. Infinite potential manifestation vortex. Exactly. Manifesting using your dreaming, fantasizing, using your intuition, balancing everything that you know to be true, your self-love and your fears and your, all the things. And it's helping you to manifest all the joy, all the amazing giant ice cream cones. Um, there's infinite potential here for whatever, you are your only blockage to getting what you want. The word impossible, when you write it down, it looks like I'm possible. Sword of light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. That's exactly what this is here. Cutting those cords and breaking through there's all this peace. You are protected, you are divinely protected, you are divinely guided, and you are being rewarded for basically for listening, for following this listening to your intuition, learning to listen to your intuition, following the call, recognizing your divinity, recognizing your power, and how awesome you are. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna finish now. I'm gonna finish with one Beyond Lemuria card to sum this up, wrap it up. It's such a beautiful reading. It's really, it's got all the elements. Oh, Broken Key Oracle is here. Yay. I'm glad you made it. All right. I don't think I picked this one before. She looks like a mermaid. Big heart. Got some what look like lotus flowers in her hair, wings. And then we see some dragonflies flying around. Whew. Oh, and stars, lights in her hands. It's like almost like secondary chakras. It's like heart energy coming out through the hand. So maybe you're going to be doing some kind of healing with your hands. Anyway, let's see. Lumen essence, written in 2 words. Lumen essence. When we journey through life from our hearts, it illuminates the darkness. Illusion drops away and we see what is real. Consider the parts of yourself you may not be accepting. You may be experiencing inner dissonance due to what you are trying to push away. And I feel like that kind of speaks to this goblins here. Naturally, we push away what we consider ugly, bad, gross, all of the fears and the whatever. And this is about embracing that, like I was saying. Yeah. This card is about self love. That's right. Deep, compassionate, unconditional love that brings you into wholeness. Lumen essence means essence of light. Nothing shines like a heart emanating with love. You can shine through the shadows most gracefully when there is no fear within. Accept all your shades to allow more light and love inside and out of your world. Accept all your shades. Accept all your shades. The dark, the there's all this light, this power, this bravery, this youthful, optimistic energy. It's all everything is a part of you. Let's see. I didn't say that right. You embody all of it, which makes it all good. There is no good and bad. It's just experience. That's a part of the balancing act is recognizing that. When you accept all shades, you allow more light and love inside, and then it's reflected out, so out in your outer world. So, wow. That's so great. That's so powerful. I love what's coming in for you. And anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful birthday, have had, continue to have wonderful celebrations, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and leave a comment if you feel like it.